Alright, so this was a few years back when I lived in South Dakota. Note it was around late January, so if you're familiar with northern US, it means everything is still and will be frozen over the months to come. Now if I'm correct, this is around the time of an anime convention. It wasn't as big as it was now, as it was the first local hotel at the same time as the Harley-Davidson convention. It was me and 3 other friends who went. Only one of us had a car and license, and that was the weeb. We'll call her Italy, as that's who she was cosplaying. There was my friend, who was cosplaying Haruhi, and her little brother, who was cosplaying Elle from Death Note. Out of the bunch, I was the only one not in cosplay, and Elle and Haruhi were in closet cosplays. Italy was actually the only one all in. While on the way to the street to the con, she had me videotape us being stupid or whatever. Unfortunately, the godforsaken recording is floating around YouTube hell, and while I wasn't too cringeworthy, the people in the back seat were doing the caramel dancing. Through the day of the con, it was pretty fun. Everyone dispersed and we did our own thing after having some Burger King pre-con. The only thing that came close to ruining it was the fact that aside from the entry fee, I only had $20 and 5 of it went to BK. The other years I went though, I made sure I had more money. Made it less stressful. Number 1 con lesson, bring enough money. So after a fun adventure of Anime Con for the entire day, it was nearing midnight and we all decided to go home. The reason we left so early was that the weather was supposed to take a turn for the worse and we lived in the outskirts of town. So it was pitch black and the wind was blowing. You couldn't tell if it was snowing or blowing snow, that's how bad it was. Though for us it was just another day. Though as we kept going you couldn't see the lines of the road and thankfully there was no one else out. Well, Italy had her MP3 player connected to the car speakers and started to blast some anime and Japanese music. She had mostly good taste. Unfortunately though, she always had her attention on the MP3 player and not on the road. The road that was covered in ice and blowing snow, and you really couldn't see anything too far as it was dark. Well, as she picked the song, which happened to be Meditational Field by Kaito, she blasted and continued on the way. Well, me and the siblings in the back were talking and having a good time, when Italy got butthurt that we were talking during the song. So she wanted to restart it and told us to hush up. We were confused, but agreed. As she restarted the song, she accidentally went 5 too many back, or something. It caused her to focus all her attention on the MP3 player and not on the road. Or the red light. So as I see the little red dots of the light, I yell at her to stop the car or slow down or something so we don't run it. She looks up and does try to stop the car. But there's ice. And ice, as we know, is slippery. We normally would have been to a jerky stop and turned into a jerky stop accompanied by some skidding and a light past this night. Well, normally, it would have been fine, and we wouldn't have joked about it. But as we were skidding to a stop, a very large semi-truck from Wyoming happened to cross the intersection. So only a yard or so ahead of us was a semi-truck speeding by, which means that if we continued to slide forward, we would have been T-boned by a huge truck in our tiny car. After that near heart attack, she continues to look for the song while still in the middle of the intersection. She continued her reckless habits, and we were dropped off at our house. Once my feet were firmly planted on the icy driveway, I finally felt relieved. It was quite the first time con experience, and aside from the near death and lack of money, it was pretty fun. As for the song, it was pretty good, but it still brings up that moment of almost getting hit.